Hi, everyone. Happy to be back with you in some way. So here's our first of probably several videos to go over content for our class. So I have open our materials page for our class. Scrolling down to the bottom, I want to first go over Learn Python 2, date and time. Got it open here and here, right? So I'm going to continue to use Code Academy for our intro lessons for this stuff, and then be using Repellent to be doing some of the harder stuff. So here we go, the datetime library. So the assignment asks you in lesson 1, why do we import datetime? Well, here we talk about using datetime. Here's a good link on what libraries do. Basically, it is a bunch of code that's already been written by someone else that you make use of. So I think that would factor into your answer for the first one. Here we go. On to the next one. So when you make use of it, you get that output. It also works the same if you would actually use it in Repellent. So here's Repellent, right? Remember how to create a new one. New Repellent, Python 2.7. Why don't we name this week 10A? All right. So here's my Repellent. I'm going to copy and paste my code in just so you know that it works on Repellent as well. So here we go, copy, paste. And you see I'm pasting it on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. Remember, the right-hand side is the console. This side's where you put a bunch of code in. So this is the way that you are importing a library. So from the datetime library, import the datetime functions. So here you have the .year, the .month, the .day, which are probably one of the 6 .time operators that we would probably be using. So let's run it. So run, and you get the output you would expect, right? Datetime year, datetime month, datetime day, right? So you know that I'm doing this at 11:26 on March 19th. So that's kind of what's going on for the first one. So we run it, and we go next. Okay, same thing, create a variable called now. So result data now, print. So here's all this good stuff. We're running it. Next. So in the third line, we take the year, right? So the new line, print now year. So all this stuff is kind of what I want you to be able to do. And when you get to the very end here on the grand finale, you see that we have different types of use of the percent operator. So I'm going to copy and paste this code to kind of show you how it works differently. So I'm going back to my Repellent, selecting all, pasting. I got all this cool stuff again. So when I run, I have 03 dash or slash 19 slash 2020 at a time. So here you could see that this has to do with the day, like the month, the day, and the year. But you see that this 02 and this 02 is in common, but this has a 04, right? So it's not at all coincidence here that you have a 2-digit month, and a 2-digit day, and a 4-digit year. And so if I have it in the order of now month, day, and year, so that's the order that you saw, or at least from the string operators that we used in our printing from last week. Same thing here, print this at now hour, minute, second. Those are all things that you could test in Repellent to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So what's the difference between this and this? Well, here you can see this has slashes, this has dashes. So if I wanted to change that in Repellent, so instead of having that, why don't we try having dashes now? So I run it again, and now I have dashes. And that makes a lot of sense. I didn't change any of the clock stuff, so that looks fine. I have dashes instead of slashes. I think this is pretty straightforward. I think you got this. Yeah. So if you have any questions with anything, please let me know in Schoology. And thank you very much. Take care, everyone.